E3 2011. Today, Gamers Weekly hit the show floor of E3. Out of everything we've seen so far, here are our top 5 favorite games. First up, Mass Effect 3 for the 360, PS3, and PC. The Reapers have taken Earth, and it's all-out galactic war. To find out more, we spoke with Greg Zeschuk and Ray Musica, co-founders of developer BioWare.
We've got a lot of cool features in the game, intense action, more mobility for Shepard, more tactical options in combat. You can be stealth, you can kind of race up and use your Omni Blade, melee combat, or anything in between, all the stuff you expect and love.
One thing I find amazing about Mass Effect 3 is how the team's really upped the ante on the big action events. Like, it really is feeling like that's just that unbelievable blockbuster. And this really takes it to culmination. There's a lot of awesome, choices obviously you have to make, and they're, really galaxy-shaking stuff.
And the survival of the universe, it's in your hands.
Our next favorite game, Star Wars: The Old Republic, a massively multiplayer online RPG, also from the guys at BioWare. This PC MMO takes place 7,000 years before the movies. There's 8 classes to choose from, each with their own unique stories. And also, unlike World of Warcraft, here, story is every bit as important as exploration and combat. Will you kill someone, or will you save them? Choose the light or dark side and totally change how your story unfolds. Plus, just revealed at E3, screenshots from Tatooine and Operations, where large groups of players can get together and take on super challenging missions. But our question for BioWare is, with so many MMOs out there, how will they compete?
There's a lot of MMO choices out right now, and it's a popular genre. And we think that's really frankly great, because it's the market's expanded so much, and we're building an MMO that really does compete in every level. We have amazing scope, exploration, progression, customization, combat, and we got story with full voiceover for every character in the game, choice that actually means something personally. It actually has a personal outcome and a consequence. They thank our fans. We love you guys. You keep us in business, and we're gonna try our best to make each game better than the last at BioWare.
Our next favorite? BioShock Infinite. Tons of action, mind-blowingly gorgeous, and hey, there's even this skyline system around the city so you can get around like a roller coaster. But this sequel has a very different art style than the previous 2 games. To find out how BioShock Infinite got its unique look, we spoke with the lead artist at developer Irrational Games, Sean Robertson.
When we started on BioShock Infinite, we all liked the idea of doing a city in the sky, and our first art test ended up being a lot like Rapture. We were in the clouds, but the clouds were dark and gloomy. With each iteration of the art room, we'd push the clouds back and push the clouds back and bring in the blue sky and start opening up the space. And eventually we got to that aha moment where we really started focusing on this, Americana, the Gilded Age, 4th of July and things like that. The reactions that we've been getting at E3 have been great. I mean, it reminds us of why we're doing this.
Now, not every game at E3 is about blowing stuff up. One of our favorites is a downloadable PlayStation Network game called Journey. You play as a traveler in the desert, making your way to a giant mountain. You play the game online with other people. But this isn't competitive multiplayer, folks. This game is an experience. And its developers, the same guys behind games like Flower, are known for making artistic games like this. Here's Robin Hunicke from developer That Game Company.
That Game Company is known for making games that are artistic or inspiring in a way that's different from other games, and that's something that we feel really privileged to hear about our own games. We're very critical of our work. Our feeling is that art is something that communicates to you. It makes you feel differently. It gives you a new sensation, a new way of looking at your own life. And the biggest thing we try to communicate with Journey is the sense that you are small in a beautiful world, and to create that sense of awe, that feeling that there's something more going on.
We saved the best for last. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, coming to the 360, PS3, and PC on November 11th this year. Here's Craig Lafferty, lead producer of the game.
Skyrim is the latest game in the Elder Scrolls saga. It's the follow-up to Oblivion, which was the 2006 Game of the Year. It takes place in the northernmost province of Skyrim. Dragons have returned to the world, so that's a big new feature. Combat takes that to a new level. We're trying to make combat feel much more rough, and you can put a weapon in either hand, so you can dual-wield swords if you want now. That's new. You can also dual-wield magic. Then, like with the magic, if you have both hands, if you use them at the same time, you cast a more powerful version of that spell. We try to get away from the spreadsheet feel that a lot of role-playing games have, and so we worked on making the user interface, much more accessible, so you can just pick the game up and play. We've been working on it for 3 years. People have been waiting a long time since we did Oblivion. Hopefully, people will, think the wait was worth it.
There's only one day left at this year's biggest event in gaming. Stay tuned tomorrow, June 10th, for our final coverage of this year's E3. We'll see you there.
Hey, check out a new Gamers Weekly every week at foxnews.com/gamersweekly and on iTunes. We'll see you there.